What's up? It can be quite difficult to understand people.
Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
But you know what's even harder? Animals. They can't tell you what they want. Their aggression is easy to miss. They can be a source of danger for humans, and humans can be a source of danger for them. Anyway, the wildlife world is complicated. And you know what? Let's take a look at it. Just subscribe to the channel first, and let's go. Bears and trees. Meeting a bear in the wild can hardly be considered luck. Well, of course. Wow, a real live bear. Yes, the bear is, of course, alive, but you can become very dead. What to do in this situation? Well, some forest enthusiasts suggest climbing trees and waiting there. It's like a bear will get tired of watching you and will leave in search of more available food. But bears aren't wolves that can only look at a man from below with hungry eyes. Bears are capable of doing that.
Where are you going? Where are you going, buddy?
And it's pretty quick. If you organize a competition for speed climbing trees, a person will probably lose. So, when you meet a bear, it's better not to look it in the eye and slowly move away. Bears quite rarely attack people. Usually they just wonder what kind of strange hairless creature is in the middle of their forest. You should avoid mama bears with cubs, and especially rogue bears. These are those poor bears that accidentally woke up in the middle of winter and are very unhappy with this fact. Well, if the beast decides to attack, start making as much noise as possible. Scream, stomp, whistle, any loud sounds will do. Maybe even music will do, if you choose the right track.
Okay, he's going. Yeah, he's going. We're gonna be okay.
Horse danger zone. Okay, now, that's a pretty obvious fact. Don't go behind horses.
You ride.
It's like traffic rules that say which side of the bus is best to pass. Well, you have to stay away from the back of a horse. Remember how in Harry Potter you had to approach the hippogriff?
Back off, Harry. Back off.
Well, that's about the same with the horse. You have to approach from the front so that the animal can see and hear you. Act confident. Touch its face. Let it smell you. Talk about something. Basically, even a discussion of the last episode of your favorite show will do. The main thing is the intonation. The horse won't argue with you anyway, even if it doesn't agree. You don't have to bow, and never, never approach it from behind, suddenly or too quietly.
Horses tend to kick, as we all know.
Horses remember that their ancestors were hunted by predators, which means they'll defend themselves. You don't want it to hit you in the forehead with a hoof, do you? Toothed tentacles. Octopuses can be funny, or they can be smart, or even tasty, but they're certainly not friendly. So don't try to put octopuses on your face. Seriously, who would ever come up with such a crazy idea? These cephalopods only look soft, but they have two weapons at once. Sucker cups, quite capable of ripping human skin, and a beak. It's right in the middle of an octopus and consists of hard chitin. The octopus's beak is very similar to the beak of a parrot. Now, add enough powerful muscles to that and you get a creature that's certainly not worth combining with the human face. Otherwise, you may suffer the fate of American Jamie Bishler. She just wanted to take a funny picture for the contest and had to go to the hospital.
Wait. Oh, my God.
Oh, she's clearly hurt. Shark victims. Sharks don't attack people that often. In most cases, they do it because of interest, because people aren't on their menu at all. Swim up and gently bite a strange creature? What if it's delicious? And you don't need to shout after all. In 90% of cases, after an exploratory bite, the shark just swims away. And according to the International Wildlife Museum, there is 1 in a 4 million chance of meeting this particular marine predator. But usually, all this data isn't very reassuring for some reason. Well, let's say thanks to Jaws. Let's figure out what to do with a shark when we meet it. First of all, it's better to avoid this meeting. You'd better not go into muddy water or swim in the dark. Sharks don't have flashlights, so they'll have to swim closer to find out that you aren't dangerous, and also they can take a bite. But let's say the shark is in sight. Don't turn your back on it and take an upright position, because nothing in the ocean is in an upright position. It's more likely that a predator will think you're crazy and stay away. If he does swim up and show too much interest, well, you'll have to attack it. Hit the shark in the nose and get out as soon as you can. And if it already bites, hit it in the eye. Grab the gills. Somehow that works. Red rag. Have you ever heard about how bulls react to red? Oh, Once a bull sees something of a similar shade, it loses control. Well, that's not true. Bulls attack a red rag not because it's red, but because it's waving. It might as well be green or yellow or even a portrait of the bull's mother. Okay, that'd be weird. So if you happen to meet an unfriendly horned animal, don't rush to take off the red. First of all, don't look it in the eye, and don't tease it in any way. Pretending to be dead won't help either. Bulls aren't grizzly bears. Do make contact with cows and calves, and don't rush to run immediately. This can only make the bull angry. Instead, it's better to retreat carefully, slowly, carefully. Oh, it did attack you after all? Most likely the bull will win this race. He's just faster from nature. So you can try running in zigzags, not a straight line. It's not easy to turn when you're a big angry bull. You can throw a backpack or something of clothing at the bull on the way. It'll probably distract it for a while so you can get to a safe place. Don't feed the squirrels. What do you mean don't feed them? One of our viewers is about to exclaim, and it might just turn out to be a squirrel. In fact, despite all the cuteness and fluffiness, all that people love squirrels for, they may not be so harmless. If a sick squirrel bites or scratches a person, it's unlikely to feel remorse, but the bitten person is in danger. However, the animals themselves have problems because of human interaction. First, squirrels need to get certain nutrients from natural sources. Without them, it can end in disease. Secondly, as a result of feeding, in one area, there can be a hell of a lot of squirrels. It's unlikely that you want one day to come to the park and see how hundreds and hundreds of fluffy animals run in search of food. Kind of a squirrel apocalypse that may again lead to the development of many squirrel diseases. Well, thirdly, squirrels can begin to associate people with food. Of course, they wouldn't attack, at least we hope so, but they'll lose their natural fear of man and may one day come close to some squirrel hater. Anyway, that's no good. But if you still want to take care of squirrels, you better think about planting shrubs like wild cherry, dogwood, or hawthorn. It's not as sweet as feeding the animal right from the palm of your hand, but it's really useful. Owl claws. Some people just love different exotic animals. Who needs cats, dogs, parrots, and hamsters when they can get a raccoon, or an otter, or serval, or an owl? But in most cases, a wild creature can be really dangerous, even if it's not a predatory cat that's capable of eating one of the little kids. The owl's claws can cause serious injury to anyone. Have you seen them? They're huge. Giant, strong, sharp hooks that can rip anything from a new pillow to human skin. You have to be as careful with these birds as you can, and certainly not give your limbs to strange owls unless, of course, you have a few extra hands to spare. Clothes for dogs. Oh, all those tiny jumpsuits, funny shoes, cute hats. What about the dog t-shirts? It's all so sweet and so dangerous. Experts say that the constant habit of dressing dogs in different clothes leads to their overheating. You don't think it's normal to leave your pet in a hot car? Overalls aren't going to do it either. Except for a few breeds that can really freeze in the winter, dogs don't need clothes. They've already grown their hair for this purpose. Imagine walking around in a fur coat all the time, but then you put on a t-shirt on top of it as well. Doesn't feel good, especially if it's warm enough outside. Dogs are also living creatures who may not like this attitude. If you want to dress somebody up, you better buy a doll. Cheetah tongue. If you are the happy owner of a cat, you surely know what it is. Cat hair everywhere, night run through all the rooms, rustling bags, and perhaps a gentle licking. But that's where the main problem lies. No matter how cute and soft your cat is, her tongue is hard as sandpaper. It's not smooth at all, so your cat might get caught in some blanket or cloth with it, and you're gonna have to save her. It's all because of the little spine-like epithelial growths. You can't do without them when you keep your coat clean, and well, the spines cling to the tangled hairs and either untangle them or just collect the dirt. Anyway, it's a very useful thing. But what about really big cats?
See there, let me stop. See, look at that. See that? Blood on my arm.
Well, big cats have big spines on their tongues. Cheetahs' tongues are very grainy, like sandpaper. Wet, too. Can you imagine it? Now add hundreds of tiny spines, sharp as shark teeth. They cover 95% of the tongue surface, and for the cheetah, it's the best comb and sponge in the world. Because cheetahs, well, they're fluffy, but a person wouldn't be happy to come in contact with a tongue like that. Well, if a wild cheetah attacks you and licks you, a rough tongue would be the least of your problems. If possible, stay away from wild cheetahs. Well, that's it. Give likes to octopuses, don't lick wild bears, subscribe to horses, and try not to dress up sharks. Got it? Yeah, right. Yep. I think so. Yep, I got it.